but we do actually sort of post ourselves on Mirador Television while we're doing the radio, just in case you'd like to see us making idiots of ourselves, because we're very, very prone to calling everybody else idiots. But believe me, can we be idiotic? Can we get things screwed up? Oh boy, can we ever. Right, the Times, vaccines hit new high as all over 30s offered jabs. The Times has been very supportive of the government. Sometimes the Thunderer, as it used to be known, I suppose it still is to some extent, and there's a pub up in Gray's Inn, still called the Thunderer. When I was working at Reuters, it was just around the corner, and many a time I was in it. I don't know whether it's open at the moment, but there is the Thunderer there, named after the newspaper, the great paper, the Times. Anyway, it's supporting the government on vaccines hit new high as all over 30s offered jabs. The Daily Express. Now that's the proof we need to open up. It says there's the UK is set to revel in a summer of sport and live performances, following a series of stunning successes with things being trialed successfully. So it is. I think that's probably what we do need. We need a good summer, and let's hope for that. British summer that's good. Oh, well, perhaps God will smile on us. I actually bumped into my priest from St. Michael's yesterday, David Broad, and I said to him, David, when are we going to be able to sing hymns again? And he looked towards the heavens as if he was appealing to God. And he said, when the Church of England permits us to, I suppose. So singing hymns in church is down to the dear old Archbishop, who used to belong to the same club as me. he left for a variety of reasons, and I don't blame him. Any club that'll let me in, you should leave. Anyway, we one of the events that hasn't happened is hymns returning to churches yet. So let's hope that that's going to happen. 40,000 now, more seriously, the Daily Mail is once again, the Daily Mail is a great crusading newspaper, and it really does go after things when it thinks that there are injustices. It's 40,000 jobs are lost at firms targeted by sharks. And basically, they're talking about the private equity firms who go in, they buy, Debenhams is a prime example, they buy up the assets, and they make a lot of money out of it, and then they just let the things go down the tube, and they walk away having pocketed all the cash. And the Daily Mail is saying there are 40,000 jobs lost for the variety of firms that have been taken over. And I just don't have the figures here at the moment, but there is an incredible number of firms that have been taken over during lockdown. So if you think that you've been miserable and mean during that period, well, there are some people that have been actually using it for covert uses. There's nothing illegal. What they do is legal. But what they don't say when they're doing these things is that they are not good for the economy and they're not good for the country. What they're doing is they're stuffing money into people's pockets. How sad if we had to go back to putting a 90% tariff on wealthy people, because it drives a lot of people, a lot of good people out of the country. But these sharks need something done. Out of touch, out of control. Oh dear, Boris, Boris is in trouble, because apparently, according to Dominic Thingamajig Cummings, he gave the nod to the Super League. The football fans aren't going to forgive him for that. Boris. Now, the thing is, this is only according to Dominic, of course, and Dominic has got an agenda. He's really mad at the boss for sacking him. He's having a go. I mean, if you are a boss, you get used to that. People having a go at you. They do all sorts of silly things to their own detriment quite often, just to get back at you. When in fact, if a little bit of negotiating, a little bit of patience, and everything could come good, and everybody would walk away having what they wanted. But anyway, out of touch, out of control, and Boris is going to get himself in dreadful trouble with the football people. The Financial Times: Sunak proposes powers to block London listings over security risks. What he's talking about is companies who are listing on the London Stock Exchange that actually are technology companies that have some sort of foreign influence, and that once they're let loose in Britain with British investment, is that they could actually undermine the state. So they're looking very carefully at how to control companies listing on the London Exchange. The Metro: it's a quick change, Kate. Bella and no mates. Now here's the key thing, because yesterday, if you didn't follow the story, in Belarus, Minsk, Lukashenko, he got his people to alert a Ryanair jet. There was some problem with a bomb or whatever, and that it should land and make an emergency landing in Minsk, which it did. And then he promptly marched on board and arrested a dissident journalist. And I'm afraid to say that it is a very, very naughty thing to do. I actually know something about Minsk Belarusian journalists, because I trained some of them in Lithuania. We brought them across the border. I wouldn't have minded going to Minsk. I stick my head in all sorts of lines, but they said no. That would endanger these young people, and there was no way I was going to do that. So we brought them over the border, and we did the training in Vilnius, a lovely city, Vilnius, by the way, one of the largest old towns anywhere in any country in Europe, and it's beautiful. I love Vilnius. I go there every day of the week if I had the opportunity. Anyway, there we are. What's happened is that the various countries have said, well, we're not going to fly over your country. And not only that, what it means is that you won't be able to have air traffic in your airspace, or in going into your airport or whatever. And that's going to cost you, mate. So we're getting back at him. He's one of the old style Soviet dictators, one of the very few left, and he hasn't died off yet. The Sun: a DIY legend Nick's BBC job is saved by the Sun. Oh, they were going to sack some guy who does a DIY job, and because he made a commercial. Oh, dear me, you can't do that. Well, BBC make commercials, for God's sake. They don't. And product placement is they're quite happy to do that. They try to sack a guy for trying to make a living making commercials. 07:45, by the way, on the 26th of May, 2021. And we should be as buoyant as we possibly can be. Oh, the sun is easing a bit. No, it's still quite nice out there. In case you're wondering about the weather, it is going to be a high of 17 today, starting off from 5. I think it's about 8 or 9 right now. Sunny intervals with a gentle breeze today. Let's hope it is gentle, because it's been blowing everything out of. It's been blowing my hat off, I'll tell you that. It might drill me. And today, about 3 to 6 this afternoon is going to be the warmest of the day at 17. No rain forecast today, but a bit cloudy now and again. So that's the weather. No, you the good old Star. It doesn't let me down. The Daily Star is here's its headline: "You've been talking out of Uranus." Uranus, the planet. Basically, what it's saying is that Brian Cox appears as a hologram, and he says that everything we know about the universe may be false, and that in fact what we are is we're all holograms. I've been many things in my life, but a hologram never. But good for the Star. They keep me amused every day. They're worth the tuppence we pay for them. I don't know how much it costs. I'll have to look in the store this morning just how much it costs to get a copy of the Star, because it really, it doesn't matter what you think about the paper. Its headlines I just a chuckle a day, absolute chuckle a day. Oh dear, dear me! I think it's about time. Let's listen to Dandelion Charm and a bit of Birdcage. This is John and Claire. I call them Shorthouse because that's Claire's maiden name. But they are Dandelion Charm, and they're out of New Haven, and they are terrific. Oh, they're a talented couple. They're going to go places the moment that we get out of this dreadful lockdown. I saw Claire the other day. She was looking in great form. Beautiful lady. Very peculiar father. He's a friend of mine. That makes anybody peculiar. Believe me, we have gone up to more japes, more silly things that you could shake a stick at. Oh. Yeah, I'm tired again.
And he said, sing, Canary, sing. If you're good, then I might let you in. To the passion that burns in my heart, that's just the start. But I won't give you anything. Sing, Canary, sing. If you're good, then I might let you in. To the passion that burns deep within, then I'll be here to strip you of everything. He said, sing, Canary, sing. If you're good, then I might let you in. To the passion that burns in my heart, that's just the start. But I won't give you anything.
Claire and John Shorthouse. Actually, I remember their name now. It's Hal. What a great, talented duo. Just a very quick about other talent. Very controversial and a larger-than-life character is Sean Kane. He's the editor of Town and County magazine, which took the Lewis by storm for a couple of years before lockdown. It's back. But it won't be coming through your front door. You pick it up at the supermarket, and it covers now the whole of East Sussex. In fact, I think it covers the whole of Sussex, and it is distributed in various, I think, Sainsbury's and other Tesco. You can pick it up there, a free copy. So Town and County back on the stands, back raising its voice. And there are a few of us that are raising our voices because there is a lot that's going on that needs bringing out into the open. And there's a lot that many of us who have been fat cats and not paid too much attention to what's going on in our society need to start to address. Yes, we need to start to address it. No sense anymore saying, oh, well, somebody else has got the job. We elected people to do it. We've got to do the job. So there you are. What is it? It's 7:53. I'm going to have to leave a little bit early, as I normally do, just to make sure that I'm ready with television, which comes on normally at 8 o'clock, probably about 8:01, 8:02. We have actually been doing quite well with the switchover lately, but I have to see what I can do this morning. So the main news headlines are really that Boris has actually cocked it up. And that the local lockdowns that were supposed to be in place aren't going to be because nobody told the local people that they got to put it into place. So once again, that wonderly communications failure. I don't know who the hell they got working for them in the communication department, but they aren't very good at it. I can tell you that now. They are not very good at it at all. It's just a nonsense, an absolute nonsense. And if they've got to get something right, it's about that's what something they've got to get right. Got to start talking to us, but that goes to the local people too. I mean, that is a lot in Westminster. I don't know what I do know. I know some of the background to the communications policies. Believe me, they've got experts sitting in their midst. There are probably more communications experts. And when I talk about communications, I mean PR and media and talking to one another. There are probably more in Lewes than anywhere else in the world. And do the local people use them? No, of course not. That's too simple. That gives way. And anyway, we might make them say something they don't want to say. Oh no, let's get the mates in. Then we're safe. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to you. This is Rouser Radio. We've had a nice half hour of ranting and raving and misbehaving. So now we'll say cheerio, and we'll see you in 5 minutes or so on Mirador Television. MiradorTelevision.com, Mirador Television YouTube, Mirador Television Facebook, Mirador Television Lewes on a page in Facebook, and it comes out on all sorts of other funny places. So until tomorrow, take care. There we go. Sure.